Hey, what's up guys? Ali here from the JHS Studio, and this is just one of the methods I use in order to create walls inside of SketchUp, and I will show you how by the end of this video. But first, let me show you another way which I use mostly in my SketchUp models. It's really quick and it's exactly like Revit. Let me show you how. Alright, the plan that we will be using is from this architecture, Mosan 21 apartments from Stod Studio Architecture. So I took it from ArcDaily. It's over here. This is the plan that we will be using. So I just downloaded it and just imported it inside of SketchUp. So click and drag and just drop it in. And so let me show you how we can create these kind of walls inside of SketchUp. First, I will show you my first method that I use in order to create walls. So I mostly use this kind of library, which I've created, and I will teach you how to create this kind of library inside of SketchUp. So I create a wall, typing 0.1, comma 0.1, for a wall with 10 centimeters, and then I push-pulled it for 3 meters. And I will turn on X-ray by hitting Y on keyboard. And as you can see, I want to create a line, a plus sign on the bottom of this wall, because when we want to create windows and doors, this center point of this line really helps us in order to place the walls, the doors and the windows. So I will triple click on this wall and turn it into a group, and I will create a line over here and also a line over here. So we have this plus sign, and I will select the walls and these two lines and turn them all into a component. And I will type wall 10 for 10 centimeters. And I will, I can place the components axis, but it's already placed on this corner, and this is exactly where we want it to be. So I will hit escape and then just click on create to turn it into a component. So now you can see that we have our component ready over here. So we need to, in order to create the walls, we will just click and place it in the model. But then when we want to scale it, okay, we have one plugin over here that it's active right now, which is correct behavior. And we could actually use this correct behavior, but I actually don't want to use it. So this is just a component. When we want to scale it, it has all these points that we don't want. We just want one point over here, a point over here, and just midpoints on the lines that we have on each side. So I can go to window and then component attributes, and then over here I can just click on, if you can see that we have wall 10, I can click on this plus sign, and we can bring in the scale tool, and I will click on this sign, which is the details, and I will just disable all the other parts and just keep the Y and X for scaling along red and green, and then hit apply. And now you can see that we only have these, the things that we actually want. So I will close it, and I will go into the top view by hitting Shift plus F3. And when I hit S on keyboard for the scale tool, you can see now these are the points that we really need in order to scale the wall on the place that we want it to be scaled. Okay, so now, because this was a component, it applied to this as well. So I will delete this one, and I will make a copy of this wall to the right, and we can make it unique. Right click and click on make unique. And we will go to entity info and just change the name to 15. And we can just make several copies. Okay, now we would want to change the names of each of these, but first we need to make all of these unique. And we can change the name of this one to 20 and this one to 25 and this one to 30, this one to 35, this one to 40, and the last one to 45. Okay, so now we want to scale this. So I would go inside the group and just, we can actually take everything, and because 15 is 1.5 the size of the wall of 10, we could actually scale it, like giving it width of 1.5 and in this direction as well 1.5. And we can go to this group, this component, and we could double the size because it's 20 centimeters right now. And we could go to this group and scale this one to 2.5 and this one as well 2.5. And we will go inside this component and we would type 3 and also 3. Okay, let me just move these walls to over here. And we will go inside this one and scale it to 3.5 and also in this direction 3.5. And also this group 40. And we would go inside this component and type 4.5. And also in this direction 4.5. Okay, so now we have all the walls that we need. Now we want to save them in a single location. So I would right click and click on save as. And then I would go, for example, I create a new, I can just go to maybe my desktop and create a new folder. I've already made a folder named wall. So I would type wall 1, but you can just name it wall. So it doesn't make sense to just assign number 1 for the name. So I would go inside this group in this folder and then just save it as the name is, like wall 10, and then just click on save. And then we'll right click on this one and click on save as and save wall 15 and this one as well. Okay, so we will save this one and also this one. And this one, and we would do the same thing for all of them. Would save, right click and click on save as, and just save everything. Okay, now that we have our library, we can go to components, and over here, just to the right of this search icon, I can click on details and just click on open or create a collection. And I would want to select the folder that we created recently, which is wall 1, and would click on select folder. All right, so this is a really cool way in order to create libraries inside of SketchUp, so you don't need to create these walls again when you want to create a new model inside of SketchUp. So you could actually create a lot of libraries, like a library for walls, windows, doors, and every other thing that you want to create, and then just click and drop whichever component you want inside of SketchUp. Okay, so now you can see that we have all of our walls over here, and we can use whichever we want in our model. So I can just delete all of them and then just go to the top view and activate the parallel projection. And now I can just bring in like wall 45 and place it over here. And then we can just scale it this side. And we would place another wall like this to over here, and another wall. Another wall. And we would go all the way around the building to create the exterior walls. Don't bother yourself with the windows or the doors. These elements doesn't matter right now. We just want to create the walls, and we will after we've created the walls, we can just create those windows easily. So okay, now that we have created the 45 centimeters walls, we can just zoom in and place a 10 centimeter wall over here like this, and then scale it to over here. Just put it in the middle part. I will tell you why we do that. We don't want it to be like aligned with this edge. We will actually union all the walls, but not using the union tool inside of SketchUp. I will show you a really quick way in order to do that. So I will place this wall over here and just move it or scale it to this part, and also another wall over here. And as you can see, we have another wall. I can make a copy of it, and then another wall over here. Okay. Okay, this wall is 20, so I can just choose a 20 centimeter wall. And also we can just make a copy of this one as well. All right, now that we have all the walls in place, uh, let me show you how it looks in 3D. It doesn't look so good. Okay, so you can see that okay, it was better than I expected to be, because sometimes these walls are in like 4 or 5 layers on top of each other, and they're not on the same place. So in order to fix this issue, we can just select everything, all the walls, and then use a plugin called JHS Powerbar. Okay, we have it over here. And then this is the tool that we're going to use, center on blue. And when I click this, look what happens. These all will be placed on the same level. And so now I would just want to, when all of these walls are selected, I would hit Control G to turn them into a new group. And I would go inside this group and then hit Control A, and then hit Control or Shift plus X for explode. Or I could just right click and click on explode over here. And I would hit Shift plus X again. And this is now how it looks. But this is not a solid actually right now, because there are a lot of faces that you can see that we created, which are intersecting. So what I need to do is to hit Control A, and then right click and click on intersect faces with selection. Okay, now these faces are intersected with each other, and I would want to bring up the Solid Inspector plugin from TomTom, and you can see that it identifies 132 internal faces, which we actually did know about it because they were intersections of these walls. And we can just click on Fix, and those faces are gone. And now this face is turned into solid. Okay, so in order to erase all the extra edges that we don't want from the top view, we can just select the top part and then use the cleanup and clean up all the extra edges from the top. And this is it. This is how easy it was to create walls inside of SketchUp. And also, I will show you in the next video how easy it is to create windows inside of SketchUp. And so let me show you the other way right now, the next method that I showed you in the beginning of the lesson. So I will move this to the side. And for the second method, I first need to create some lines. So in order for the plugin to understand which lines are going to be turned into a wall, so I would create for the border walls or for the exterior walls, I would just draw the lines on the outer part of the wall. But for the interior walls, I would just draw the lines from the center point or center line of the wall, like this. And we would want to create lines for all of these walls. And make sure that the lines are connected to the outer edges. So these points that are sticking out, we need to create lines where the wall ends. So we need to extend it to over here. All right, we will just double check to see if there are any other walls that we have missed, so we can just draw over. Okay, I think all the walls have been, I've created lines on all the walls. So I will just bring up the S4U frame, which is the plugin that I used. Um, Let me bring it up. Okay, I don't see the plugin. Okay, it doesn't matter. We can just assign a shortcut. Window preferences. I've actually done that. I've made Alt plus E as a shortcut. So S4U frame or type frame over here. And you can see that we have SU4U make frame. And you can see that I've assigned Alt plus E for the shortcut. And you just type it and then click on plus sign and click on yes and click on OK. So now I would just hit Alt plus E on keyboard and this window will pop up. So for the outer walls or the exterior walls, you can just type the width that you want for the walls to be. So I would type 45. And then for the height of the walls, I would type 3. And for the frame width, these are the interior walls. So I would type 0.10 for 10 centimeters. And then for the height of the wall, I would type 3. And why do we put an offset over here? Because right now, if the frame is going to be created, actually this plugin is not used for creating walls, but it's super quick in order to create walls with it as well. So we could actually, this offset, because when we don't give an offset to this one, let me create it when giving 0 over here, and you'll see what I mean with that. Okay, and I click OK. It says it's going to be time consuming, and I click on OK. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now you can see that half of this wall is below this plane, and the other half is above it. So what we want it to be is the whole walls should be above this plane. So that was the reason why I was telling you that we need to have an offset, which is half of the size of the height of this wall. So if the wall's height is 3, then we need to have 1.5. And we would click on OK. OK. And you see, now all the walls are up. Okay, this method just has one issue, and this is these points that we have over here, which we need to go inside this group and then just redraw or push pull all these parts. Okay, I think we've fixed everything. I can't see any other parts that needs to be push pulled. Okay, so we can just triple click and click on or activate the cleanup plugin and click on cleanup, and that will erase all the edges that were before when we push pulled the faces. So now this is all the walls that we had. All right. So when using this plugin, it has some limitations. So one of the limitation is that we can only use two type of walls, one for the exterior and the other one for the interior. But what is the solution? The solution could be that we could create, like, if we have, for example, in this, let me just hide this wall, these walls, and you can see that each of these units are like the exterior part of these units have a 20 centimeters wall. So we could actually create something like this to just divide it, maybe like this. So this could represent 1, and we could actually create 1 for the exterior walls, and then 4 different parts for the interior, like this. So we have this unit, this one, and also 2 other units that we can just create walls around it. And we could place 2 models on top of each other and then union these groups together. But I think it's it may be time consuming to do such a thing. So the best way that I can tell you is the first method that I mentioned. And this is really quick and accurate way in order to create our walls inside of SketchUp. So I will show you in the next lessons how we can place windows and then just cut these walls, and also cut the doors and place the doors, and how easily we can do that inside of SketchUp. Okay, that's it for today. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and also hit that bell button so you will be notified when the next video will come up. And thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.